The Game Awards just happened and it announced Dragon Age Inquisition as its game of the year. And my initial thought was, well, that's stupid. But then I thought about how completely irrational that was for me to think. And here's why. Dragon Age doesn't look like it appeals to me at all. It's a massive RPG with a medieval fantasy vibe, and that's like the complete opposite of a game that I want. But even so, it only came out 2 weeks ago, and it's already Game of the Year. But then I looked at the rest of the nominees, and I haven't played any of them. None of them look like my cup of tea. They're all medieval fantasies, except for Bayonetta, which, why is that there? But again, I can't judge because I haven't played any of these games. I try my damnedest to keep up with the latest video games, but there's just so many of them, and for one guy with a full-time job, it's just impossible to keep up with all the new popular ones. Oh, did you think that this was my full-time job? Because I'll have you know that with the ad revenue of this channel, me and Will almost have enough money to split a sandwich. Like a nice deli sandwich. I only play the games that I think I'll like. And even then, I still don't get to play all of the ones that I want. To pick a game of the year, it's best to have a committee of people because they're all going to have differing opinions and they're not all going to have played the same games. Me and Will are not a committee. We play almost the same games. The games that I think appeal to me are sometimes really weird that not a lot of people are going to like. Like, for example, this year I loved Octodad. Most of this year I spent playing Destiny, which is definitely the best online experience of this year. Not Game of the Year material, though. It did have its flaws. Right now, I'm playing Super Mario 3D World. I am a year late on that, but I did just get a Wii U, and I'm a huge Mario fan, so leave me the f*** alone. I've also been spending my commute playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles on my phone, trying to get all the Chaos Emeralds. Does that count? Of course not! Shovel Knight was pretty far up there for a Game of the Year candidate for me. But if I had to pick a game that came out this year that I actually played as Game of the Year, I would pick, without a doubt, Super Smash Bros. I'm not picking between the Wii U and the 3DS versions because they are the same game. This is a game that successfully accomplished everything that it set out to do and then some. And it's the most fun I've had playing a game this year, aside from Mario 3D World, which doesn't count. A close runner-up is Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, but that's not a full game, so does that even count? This is hard. According to Metacritic, the #1 rated game of this year is Grand Theft Auto V Remastered. So that doesn't count. What about number 2? The Last of Us Remastered. Okay, what about number 3? VVV is a 2010 PC game that was just ported to iOS. So screw it, my #1 game of the year is Sonic 3 and Knuckles. What do you guys think? What are your favorite games of this year? And how do you think that some of these internet blogs or game award shows, how do you think that they're going to pick their game of the years? And do you think they're going to pick well? Leave it in the comments below. Add me on Twitter, all of this social media stuff. The most important things that you could do is subscribe and share this video with a friend. Thank you guys very much. Have a good week. So, which games should you get? This is a question I get all the time from my friends. They usually have about 2 or 3 games in mind, and of course they want to play all of them.
Let's talk about us setting up the damn thing.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about us setting up the damn thing. Because
I have never had such a hard time setting up a console.
According to Metacritic, the #1 game of this year is Grand Theft Auto 5 Grand Theft Auto 5 Ground Zeroes. Is Grand Theft Auto 5 Ground Zeroes. God